that's not bad. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Trene. I brought you guys along for so many of my fitness days in life, weekly fitness vlog. I never sat down and talked about my entire fitness journey from beginning to now to my future self. So I figured it was finally time to sit down and talk about where I started from and why I got into fitness so many years ago. A little bit about me: I'm 27 years old. I've always been pretty active. I was in cheer from 6th grade all the way up into my freshman year of college. I stopped cheer because of an injury, but I've always been super skinny. Like, I don't think I ever surpassed like 90 pounds all throughout high school. I always wanted to put on a little weight because I need to be healthier, and I was told by many doctors that like, you're underweight, you need to gain weight, but it was always so hard for me. And I remember growing up, I was told like, oh, just wait until you have kids, wait until you turn 18, wait until 25, you're gonna gain all the weight that you've ever wanted to do. Obviously none of that happened. I turned 18, didn't happen. I got on birth control, did not gain weight. I remember when I went to like my birth control appointment, my doctor was like, oh, you're gonna gain weight from this pill. I was on it for 7 years and I did not gain a single pound. I don't have any children, so I never gained the weight that I was promised was gonna happen all those years ago. I remember I used to always like research how to gain weight, what's the quickest way to gain pounds, all the things. And I remember coming across this supplement called Apetamin. A lot of the girls were saying that it helped them gain weight so fast, like it boosted their metabolism. They gained 20 pounds on this syrup. I don't really know what it's called. It's not really a supplement, it's like a syrup. It's some type of syrup that you can take that'll help you gain weight because it boosts your metabolism. Something that everyone should know about me is that I'm a huge hypochondriac, so anything that is not like prescribed by a doctor, I don't want to take it. So amphetamine, I was really intrigued to take it because everyone saw really good results from it, but I also didn't know anything about it. It was this random thing. You had to buy it from like really strange websites. It was just not a good idea. I was just really scared to put like random things in my body, but I saw a lot of like side effects I didn't like. There was a side effect that like it made you really sleepy, and I already have low iron. I didn't need any extra fatigue in my life. But at the same time, like I craved so badly to gain weight that I was almost really close to purchasing it. I just wanted that quick fix, but something in my mind told me like, don't buy this, it's not a good idea. What if something happens? What if you cause yourself health issues? And that could have been me just overthinking something, but something in my mind and my soul told me like, do not buy this product. I just wanted a quick fix, something that was gonna get me to gain weight in like less than a month. Like, I had really unrealistic expectations, but I just wanted a quick fix because I was seeing all these girls gain the weight that I wanted to gain. So after I just decided not to take the amphetamine, I was just like, you know what, I give up. I'll gain weight one of these days. Around 2016 is when I started to get into like the Instagram workout side of social media, and that's when I really started to compare myself to a lot of these other girls. Felt really bad about how I looked, and I just didn't like the way I spoke to myself back then. I was doing a lot of cardio, following what other girls were doing on Instagram, and just trying to like basically replica their body onto mine, which now looking back is just very unrealistic. But after a while, I like wasn't seeing the changes that I wanted to see, and I just started to see like, okay, cardio isn't gonna get me what I want. And that's when I started to see like weightlifting on Instagram and seeing these girls build like butts and legs, and their arms are growing from lifting these weights. And I was like, whoa, this is really cool. Like, I want to try this out. But strength training wasn't super new to me. My dad did work out a lot. We had like a whole gym in our house. I just, you know, never used it. I would like mess around on the equipment, but I never took it seriously. So it wasn't completely new to me. I just never got into it myself. My husband and I would go to the gym. I don't really remember how often we would go, but we would go pretty often. We would go to a Planet Fitness, and it was a lot of fun. But I was also very scared about like looking manly, because that was the biggest thing on Instagram, was like, if you lift weights, you're gonna start to look manly and you're gonna look like a man, blah blah blah. So I remember like limiting myself on what movements I wanted to do to make sure I wasn't manly, which saying this out loud now is just like, that is just so funny. It's just not true. But again, I wasn't seeing any results because I was doing very lightweight. My form was terrible. Yeah, around this time is when I really started to like set goals for myself. My goal was always just to hit 100 pounds. I didn't really picture how I wanted to look. I just wanted that scale to hit 100, and I thought that I was gonna be happy. A lot of my fitness journey in the beginning was very negative. Like, I hated how I looked. I hated my body. It was very looks based. Obviously, like, fitness is okay to be look-based because you want to look a certain way, but mine was more so looking like someone else and not looking like how I would look at that weight or how I would look with bigger arms or a bigger butt, whatever it may be. But I was always comparing myself to somebody. I never really like noticed how negative I was making my fitness journey back in the day, constantly comparing myself to other people and their journeys. A lot of people would make comments about my body from the very beginning, like even way before I got into fitness. Like I said, I was always super skinny, so family, friends, people on the street, random people would just talk about how skinny I was. Oh, you need a cheeseburger. Oh, if you turn to the side, you're gonna disappear. Like, all of those things are not okay to say about someone, and I really feel like that made my fitness journey worse because I was constantly reminded about all the things that people have said about me. It always made me like pick apart every little thing about my body, just reminding myself like, oh, what someone said to me, and it just wasn't good as someone who is trying to gain weight because you're constantly just reminded of like all the negative things that anyone has ever said about you, and you kind of start to believe it because if everyone's saying it, it must be true, right? No. Even sometimes people still make comments on my body today, and I feel like I look really good right now, so hearing that is just not good, not productive, and I think that just keep things to yourself. But again, I was working out pretty consistently. I just wasn't eating to the point where I still wasn't seeing any results, and I was getting really frustrated, and I got to a point where I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna give up. I'm over it, I'm done, like nothing is working. I'm just gonna wait till I have kids, because you know, when you have kids, your body changes, you gain weight. What I didn't know is that some people also lose the same weight that they gain with their pregnancy, but that's a different topic. But yeah, I just, at that point, I was just like, you know what, I'll just wait till I have kids. I'm not meant to gain weight, whatever. I just wish I could go back to myself and like give her a hug, because it's like, it's okay. Just keep trying. Also, sorry if the lighting starts to change. It's getting dark. Fast forward to 2019, in like August, September, I came across this YouTuber named Katrina. Her Instagram handle at the time was College Clean Eating. She went from skinny to like very, very strong. And I just remember being like, wow, like that girl has the body that I want. Probably not the healthiest reason, but it was very motivating to see that someone who looked like me at my current state, she made the changes that like I was striving to make. And so I instantly followed her. I just remember it just gave me so much hope that it was possible for me. She was my size, and then she transformed her body completely different, and it just gave me so much motivation. I was so inspired to like, okay, I can do this. Like if she did it, I can do it. It's possible. You know, I don't have to wait till I have kids. I don't have to wait till I'm 25, or don't have to wait for these life events to happen. Like I can do it. So she actually ended up creating an app or website called Sculpt You, and I ended up joining it. And it literally changed fitness for me. Like truly owe my beginning of my fitness journey to Katrina or to Sculpt You. She made working out seem so realistic and not as scary or daunting or, you know, not as complicated as I was making it. She provided us with like meal plans that gave me different type of meal ideas and things that I actually liked, because another one of my issues was I was a very picky eater. So a lot of the food that some of these other Instagram people were making were like so elaborate and stuff I didn't want to eat. So Katrina had lots of easy meal plans. It was just the ideal workout plan, and none of the workouts were like super hard to follow. She just laid out everything very perfectly for someone like myself who was just trying to get back into it and just have a solid routine. And she also showed that like working out could be a lot of fun. Fun fact actually about this plan, I met a lot of my closest friends through this app, and I talked to the three of them daily, and along with a bunch of other girls that I had met, but three of the girls specifically, I talk to them every single day, and it's just really cool to see that a fitness app brought us all together. But anyway, I started to follow Sculpt You in 2019, like September I want to say, and then by December 2019 is when I really saw like a huge difference and saw what 3 months of hard work and consistency and eating could do. And when I tell you guys, I like cried looking at this photo of me before and after, but I was just so shook. It wasn't the biggest difference, but it was a difference, and I saw, and it gave me hope that like, hey, this is possible for you. Like every mean thing that I said to myself in the past was no longer valid. Like I could really do this. I really started to love the way that I looked here, and I was feeling super confident. I started to see like a lot of like the newbie games that people call it, but newbie gains or not, it was still gains for me, and I just loved the way I looked. I was super confident. I was learning new exercises, learning better form, just learning so much about fitness and my body that it was just a really exciting time in my life. And I don't know where I really fell off with this program, but I did start to struggle with consistency. But I kind of continued to work out like here and there. I would do like a really good month, have like a month off, another good month, have another month off. 2019 was like a very up and down year for my fitness journey, and then the pandemic hit. Like everybody else, I got back into fitness. I wouldn't say I was like super consistent in 2020, but I did pick back up the Sculpt You app, and I really focused heavy on her home plan around this time. I also got a nutritionist, which I think was really helpful. I've been thinking a lot about getting another one, but I got a nutritionist around this time, and she made me like the most perfect meal plan for me for like a picky eater. It was honestly very amazing. So I was doing really well with eating. I was doing home workouts. It wasn't until 2021 where I got a trainer, which was really good for me because I was paying for it, so I couldn't skip a workout. So that definitely helped with consistency. I worked with my trainer for about 6 months, I want to say. I don't think I was eating enough during this time, but I was working out very well. I was definitely getting stronger. I went up a lot in like hip thrust, and I was finally learning how to do pull-ups. But even with being consistent for 6 months, I did not see the results that I wanted to see because I wasn't eating. If you guys take anything from this video, it is that like eating is so much more important than working out, because I was getting stronger, but I wasn't as energized. I was very tired. Probably wasn't gaining the weight as fast as I probably could have been because I wasn't eating. I wasn't following any type of diet. I also stopped working with my nutrition around this time as well. Looking back, it's like if I would have just been eating during the same time of working out for 6 months straight with my trainer, who knows where I would have been in my fitness journey. But I try not to think about that because I didn't know. I was just doing my best and doing what I thought was right. After I finished working with my trainer, I kind of just moved on to my own workouts. I was still following Sculpt You. I joined another program called like Project Soul by another one of my favorite fitness influencers. I bought KK Fit's strength plan. I just was buying a lot of programs during this time just to find something that could get me back in the gym, could keep me consistent. Nothing was really sticking, so I would just like do random workouts I found on Instagram. I would make up my own workouts and just something that would keep me in the gym. But the issue with that is that like I would go into the gym not knowing what I wanted to do half the time, and that would discourage me from going. I also was experiencing a lot of gym anxiety. Gym anxiety is a real scary thing, especially when you go in not knowing what you want to do. It's just hard to get in there and get your workout started. During that time, lots of ups and downs. Like I feel like a broken record at this point, but a lot of my fitness journey was I have really good months and I have really bad months. I think 2022 was a really good year for me working out wise. I was working out pretty consistently. Okay, editing Trenae here. I'm not really sure how I just missed or forgot about how well 2022 was, but as I was getting clips for this video, I saw that I was actually very consistent in 2022. I was following MadFit YouTube workouts at home. I did 75 hard in the beginning of 2022. I didn't finish, but I did do it. And then we moved in 2022, and that's when I got my home gym in my garage. So yeah, I just wanted to hop in here and give myself a little bit more credit because I was actually really consistent all of 2022. February of 2023, I found the Alive app. I had always followed Whitney for years and years. I never signed up for her plan because I had a bunch of other plans that I was following, and I didn't want to spend the money for her plan because it was way more expensive than the other ones that I was using, so I just never even looked her way. But Libby Christensen created a plan with Alive, and if you know me, I am a die-hard Libby Christensen fan. Like, I love that girl. She created a plan with Whitney on the Alive app, and I was like, I'm gonna follow this plan. I swear that girl can like influence me to buy anything, and I would. I love her. So yeah, I followed Alive from like February up until April when I had surgery, and then I didn't work out until I was cleared for like another 8 weeks. But October 2023 is when my like fitness journey really restarted, because during that recovery period time I was really scared to kind of lift weights. I didn't want to mess up the expensive purchase I just made. I didn't want to like damage anything. I was very, very scared to work out again. I would mostly just do leg days in the beginning, but by October, I was feeling pretty good to get back into my fitness journey. So in October is when I officially say that like my fitness journey really restarted. I have been consistent ever since October, and it feels really good. Let's see, November, December, January, February, March, April. So it's been 6 months. Wow. Okay, it's been 6 months since I've been consistent, and I can confidently say like I've entered my discipline era more over motivation. Like motivation honestly does not get me to the gym anymore. The gym is just something that I do these days. I just go. It's a part of my daily routine. Like, I feel off if I don't go to the gym. I've passed the time where like all I have is motivation to rely on. I am excited to go to the gym. I feel like with the Alive app, the workouts are so different and they're structured better than what I've seen in the past. So it makes me want to go to the gym and want to, you know, go heavier in weight than I did the previous week. So here we are now to current day. That is my entire fitness journey. I obviously have had a lot of ups and downs, but I think it's very realistic. Although I don't have like the biggest physical changes, I have the biggest mental changes with working out. It's no longer a negative thing for me. Comments made about my body don't affect me as heavily anymore. I love the way I look. I am so proud of the physical change that I have made, but I'm even more proud of the mental change that I have made. I know I need to be eating more. I know what workouts will give me the results that I want. I know that I won't look the way that Whitney Simmons, Libby Christensen, or even the next girl will look like. I learned that my genetics play a huge role in my fitness journey. I may be more quad dominant or hamstring dominant, and maybe like for me, like my biceps grow faster than any part of my body, and I never knew that, but it's just because of my genetics. I learned that I can't change my workout plan every 2 weeks. I'm not gonna see the growth. I learned that like progressive overload is something that's super helpful. I learned all these different things that I don't think I would have learned if I didn't have the journey that I did have. I've also gained so much confidence and self-love throughout my journey. Your journey is not always going to be about the physical. It could be a good mental journey. It could be a confidence. It could be a self-love journey. I truly think that that's how my journey was supposed to go, because the way that I spoke to myself and the way I felt about myself was not positive at all, and it was not beneficial to myself in any way. So I think I had to go through all that to get to where I'm at now, and now I can finally make the physical changes because I'm no longer comparing myself. I no longer hate myself, hate my body. I love myself, I love my body. I'm able to actually get it done and focus in on the positives and actually enjoy my fitness journey now. Yeah, it just feels good to work out because it's something that I enjoy and not something that like I'm punishing myself for. As far as the future, I'm on a bulking journey. I plan to only bulk for like 6 months, and it's going well so far. I've been documenting it with like weekly vlogs, so definitely check those out. I'm actually about to start my 3rd program on Alive, which is really exciting. It's gonna be a 10-week program, so it's gonna be interesting. I've only done 6 and 8 week plans, so 10-week will be definitely an adjustment and definitely take a lot of discipline, but I'm looking forward to it. That is my fitness journey story, whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it brought you some motivation. Hopefully if you are in your fitness journey now, it gave you some reassurance that you're doing great. I feel like now also with social media, it's a little bit harder because we see people online and just think that they've had this perfect journey. So hopefully my story lets you guys know that like this is hard. It's not easy. It's not done overnight. Like, you will go through a lot of ups and downs, but it is possible. And if I can do it, you can do it. Just remember to be nice to ourselves, give ourselves grace, and keep going, keep fighting. If you want to see more of my bulking journey, my fitness journey, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
Around, yeah. Now I'm thinking might have caught the June blow.